New York Jets spoke to the media as well. Here's Robert Saleh regarding having a younger quarterback, and obviously there will be a rookie, barring something unforeseen, playing quarterback this year in New York. Here's new head coach Robert Saleh.
I don't think there's risk. It still comes down to having a good football team and building a good roster around everybody. I mean, there's players here that are talented. There's rookies that are going to be coming in that are talented, and the expectation is that they're one of 53 when it's all said and done, and they've all got to perform their best to create a great football team. And so as far as pressure is concerned, there's no pressure on me. It's just there's always pressure. There's always pressure to put together the best football team we possibly can, regardless of who's playing. So very comfortable with every decision that's made, and it's our job to get them to put them in the best position to be successful. And that not just the quarterback, but every single player that takes the field. The one thing that I can attest to is from a schematic standpoint, the scheme that LaFleur is bringing is the best scheme in the world.
So, look, we know they're taking Zach Wilson at number 2. Joe Douglas, the GM of the team, separately said that we don't want to give everyone the answers to our test. We already have the answers to your test. It is Trevor Lawrence and it is Zach Wilson. Because if it wasn't going to be Zach Wilson, they need to do at least something to get people, especially in New York. You need to get the people who write the tabloid back page headlines. You need to get all of the hot take experts on radio and TV in New York to understand there's a chance it may not be Zach Wilson. Because if all of a sudden they do the switcheroo, the presto changeo, they take Mac Jones or Justin Fields or Trey Lance, folks are going to lose their minds. So the fact that there's been no pushback about Lawrence at 1 or Wilson at 2 tells me those are the first 2. The draft begins at pick number 3, Miles.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it begins at pick number 3, but I mean, Mac Jones is now the prohibitive favorite, right? The betting favorite, I guess I should say, to go to San Francisco once again after. Yeah. Well, that's after it was Justin Fields last week, which is why when we were doing the mock draft, I chose Justin Fields. So who knows? I don't know. But I think, when you're looking at the Jets, it's interesting that Robert Saleh said, there's no pressure on the QB, but it's the pressure on the team to build things around him. And look, I frankly don't think that there's that much pressure on the Jets to get things right from a team standpoint this year. Because look at what they did last year. All you have to do is just show that you're building a little bit of something, and that can come in late November, December, and into January with the way this regular season is now going to go with 17 games. So I just feel like at this point, yes, when you know there is a rookie quarterback coming in, you don't want him to look bad, but you also know that he doesn't need to look like the second coming of Joe Namath, from the first snap. I think that as long as they are putting some sort of quality around Zach Wilson, where you can say, look, they look competitive, they're playing hard, and then December they won a couple of games, they're going to be all right. So I think from that standpoint, yeah, what Saleh said makes a lot of sense about Wilson coming in and there not being too much pressure on him. But then you got to factor in the New York media market. And yeah, there's always going to be some pressure there.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.